today we're going to have a look at the language basic. It's something that was with just about every machine. When the microcomputers were introduced, it was you turn the machine on and you got the basic ready prompt or the cursor or whichever form of computer you're using, you'd have a command line. And you could start programming and telling the computer what you wanted it to do. Now it's kind of drifted into the past because not many people use it now, but does it still have a use? And is it interesting to people nowadays? So that kind of got me thinking, because most people now are users. They use the programs that they're given on their computers or their tablets or even their phones, and they don't have a second thought into how they are produced, made, and how the actual computer really works. So thinking about that, I decided to experiment a little bit with a person who would have been in the age bracket back in the 1980s when these computers were coming out, sort of between the sort of 7 to 11-year-old bracket. And with that in mind, I decided to pick a machine that I thought would have been probably the best one to use for this experiment, and that is the Texas TI-99/4A. I did think about the Commodore, but the use of extensive use of peeks and pokes is a little bit intimidating, probably for a first-time basic user. The Sinclair Spectrum has a bit of a confusing keyboard for the first time using it. It takes a little bit of getting used to. So I settled on the TI because it's a fairly easy form of basic to use. It doesn't use certain commands that you find on other machines, such as CLS to clear the screen and so on, but it's quite straightforward, and it's the languages almost the same as most variants that were out there, or the basic, if you pardon the pun, use of the languages. So bearing that in mind, I got the old Texas Instruments computer out, and we decided to sit down and have a little bit of a play, a little bit of a challenge, and I think the results are quite interesting. Okay, so should we have a look and then see how things developed? Okay, so we're going to see Marcus, and he's going to see if he can write his first program on a Texas TI-948 using BASIC, and it's from this Texas program book, and it's just to give you an idea of if it still holds relevance today. So when you're ready, Marcus, off you go. See if you can work it out from here. Okay. How are you getting on? Good? Press return.
Yes. Huh?
Press enter. Do your next line.
L O R.
Now, what does it say now? Does it say 2 brackets?
2 brackets. It is this one.
Shift.
Shift.
2 9.
Enter.
Yep. Now, see if it works. Type run. R-U-N.
Yeah, I know. R U
N.
N.
Press enter. That means you've got a problem at line 160. Okay, so list. What's wrong with 160? Well, you see, you've put a star instead of a plus.
It's 2. No, that was you. It's in.
Right, here we go. Right, so if we go.
I think it's because of the star. I did a star instead of a plus. I did a plus. Plus is right there.
Right, don't press it. Right, plus. No, plus. Right, now we'll go right to the end. Press return. And then see if it works. 180, so edit. So what do you think's wrong with that?
Because of the 180, it's overcooled.
Right, now that should be, so now we go all the way to the end of the line again. Just make sure it's all fine. And you run it again, see what happens. Ah,
What?
see? That's what you've done.
So I did 2 things wrong.
Just 2.
That's good.
That's good in your first go.
Yeah.
So what's it doing?
Running,
And then what's it doing?
loading.
And putting all the kaleidoscope of colours on the screen. That's what you've done.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's what they do.
I can.
So that's your first proper program. Is that cool? Yeah? So what do you think of programming?
I want to do it. I want to do it like nearly. I want to actually get one.
But do you like doing it?
Yes.
Right, what do you like about it?
So I liked how we first did all the all these.
What about learning about it, how it works?
Yeah, it was actually really fun.
So you want to do some more? Good.
Over the past few days, I want to do more.
You want to do more? Right, okay. So how about we keep on going another day until you learn a little bit more, yeah?
Yeah.
And that's so then you can tell people you can write programs.
Like
That
my
cool?
friends and my teacher.
Well, yeah. Okay, well done. Now, surprisingly, that went much better than I thought it would have, because Marcus got into using the machine fairly much straight away. A little bit of encouragement in the beginning, but after that he settled down and he started using the machine and programming out of one of the little TI-99 books that came out around the early 1980s. And you know, you've got to think a 6-year-old typing skills are not up to what most people are nowadays. They're just starting out, so he did really well. But the biggest thing is the concentration. He concentrated on getting it done, and even though at the end of it was just some flashing dots and colours, he was really happy with it because he'd made the computer do something. And to him it was really interesting and something that he's probably going to want to do a little bit more of. Now, whether or not it's going to be more basic or if it's going to cross over into Python, but either way, basic still has a use. It's still got a great use of getting people to use the platform. It's still got a great foothold because it's fairly easy to do simple things with BASIC. And it's very quick to get started with it as well, because for want of a better word, it's using basic English phrases, okay? So I think that was a resounding success, and I think that there's still a place for it. And maybe it's about time that it was reintroduced in some form or another to get people into programming and into using computers other than just using other people's software. So yeah, it was good, and it proved the point that these machines still have a place. It also highlighted how slow the Texas Instruments computer was and still is. I mean, it was slow compared to most other machines that are out there, but when you're starting out and you're starting to use the syntax and you're starting to get used to the commands, that really doesn't matter. And that's where these machines started from. That's what these machines were designed to do. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if you liked what you see, please subscribe, and we'll do more in the future on this, because I think it's something that we could be doing a lot more on, and it's still got quite an interest. If you don't want to subscribe, that's fine. It's great. I'm glad you had a chance to, get a little bit more food for thought in whether or not these machines are still useful. And I hope to catch up with you again in future videos. So thanks for watching.